Euphoria season 3 is so bad, and it has everything to do with this white man, Sam Levinson, being a white man. It is so obvious every Sunday that Sam Levinson cannot stand alone. He is nothing without the visuals of Petra Collins, and he is nothing without the music of Labyrinth. I also went ahead and checked if the playwright Jeremy O. Harris was involved in any way for season 3, because I knew he was a consultant for season 1 and was a co-producer and writer for season 2, but I'm not surprised. He is not involved in season 3 at all. And so for Sam Levinson to put that kind of work out and still be delusional enough for the first frame of the credits at the end to say created, written, and directed by Sam Levinson, yeah, we're blaming you. From my perspective as a therapist, all I can try to say, reach to say, is that I hope everyone, especially the young people who are still watching this show, I hope it's a cautionary tale and a reminder to reassess your friendships, and that some friendships do not serve you anymore, or maybe you realize later never served you at all, never protected you, never made you feel safe. And I also hope it is a cautionary tale of what happens when you leave high school but you don't grow up. Make sure you keep watching to the end of this video, because I will have a couple resources for you that can help you reassess your own friendships and hopefully spare you from toxic friendships like the ones we see in Euphoria. I guess Maddy's playing some sort of long game with her ex-best friend and their business partnership, but it was really interesting to see them both refer to each other as friends.
You're my best friend.
Really?
But then when Maddy goes and meets Alamo for the first time in the diner, Alamo's like, why aren't you getting more of a percentage? And Maddy's like, because she's a friend. Are these girls just trauma bonded by Nate Jacobs? If I were Maddy's therapist, I'd ask her, Maddy, what is the end goal here? How do you want to feel? If it's revenge, how do you know you've gotten it? Is there a part of you that actually does miss your best friend from high school? Is there a part of you that does miss your ex from high school? What part of you do you miss from high school? What are you holding on to? And how is holding on to that version of you getting in the way of the version of you that you know you can be? And I would say to her, like I say to all my clients that say they feel stuck, and I could see that they're stuck, I can't tell you what to do, but I can tell you, you deserve a whole lot better than this. And then we have the rules of it all. The highly anticipated Rue and Jules reunion, the comeback of their slow burn, will they or won't they toxic love affair is also giving us nothing. We only have 2 episodes left. We haven't even gotten an on-screen kiss. They were each other's wedding dates. They matched. They looked good. But then Rue leaves before the reception starts, so they couldn't have even dance together, like a little throwback to season 1. No, nothing. And they have been hanging out, and Rue comes and lays around while Jules is painting. And then there was that whole scene where Jules was like, you want me? Then come get me. Take my face in your hands and kiss me. And so 2 implied hookups now, and then a fight. And it starts because Rue says she wants to have kids, and good old American problems. Jules is like, you want to have kids with me? You want to have a family with me? Like, have we ever been good for each other? That whole thing again. And then Rue says like, well, what are you doing? Like, you're really with this guy. He has a wife and kids. He doesn't love you. He just like comes here and you wait around for him to F you. And then Jules smacks Rue. And Rue falls into her painting. The painting falls off of the easel. And Rue, hilariously, that's all props to Zendaya's acting, she like stays on the ground with the painting over her. And Jules is like, he's going to be home in 45 minutes, so I suggest you get the F out of my painting. And I hope that's the last time they see each other. Because you want to talk about toxic relationships, there it is. There it is. And they should never see each other again. They shouldn't be in each other's lives. That's it. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. Or maybe you clicked this video because you were like, wait, I have toxic friendships just like the ones in Euphoria. Then either or both, I have 2 resources for you that maybe can help you reassess those friendships. The first one is from one of my favorite licensed therapists and authors, Nedra Tawwab. Please follow her on all socials. She has great resources and books, that one of which that I use personally and professionally all the time, Drama Free, and that is for creating boundaries for toxic family dynamics, but it of course can be applied to friendships as well. And then she has great posts like this one. This one is a list of signs that you might be ready to end a friendship, just like the girls in Euphoria. Signs that you might be ready to end a friendship. You dread spending time with your friend. You constantly feel annoyed with your friend. You've changed and the relationship doesn't fit who you are. You avoid your friends' calls and texts. You're reluctant to share any good news or any news in general with them. You no longer have anything in common. You're tired of setting boundaries and not having them honored. You're no longer getting what you need. You don't feel like you can be yourself. The next resource I have for you is from happierwilder.com, and I found it on Pinterest, and it is journal prompts to reflect on bad friends. When do I feel most desperate for validation from my friends? Maddy's ex-best friend can answer this question. In which friendships do I feel like I'm performing rather than being myself? What qualities in my friends mirror my own insecurities? How would my friendships change if I stopped seeking approval? And what am I afraid will happen if I show up as my authentic self? I hope you never forget that you're a human that deserves good friends, fuerte friends. Thank you so much once again and always for listening to me talk about these very human characters, and I will see you next time. All my love, always and always. I'm Trisha Fuerte, and this has been a Fuerte Human Experience.